Okay, let's go on here and just show you a few things that I've come up with. Now I have stopped the video and basically played around a little bit. I'm not going to continue on with the lesson and show you how to do this. By now you should be practicing and learning how to select and deselect your text, how to put the text on the canvas, and how to use the layers to get the different effects. What I do want to show you is just a few of the effects that I've come up with. Now basically I put in a black text and then I modified it using the effects drop down, and this is what I came up with. Okay, maybe not the greatest choice, but certainly something different. Anyway, the object here isn't to come up with any one particular thing. The object is to see what you can come up with. Um, basically, the creativity is up to you, because this is all, honestly, nothing more and nothing less than practicing and playing, changing the effects when you get to them within the text after you've selected your text using your magic wand tool. And this is basically what you can come up with. Be aware that this is by no means a large list or a large stretch of what you can come up with. What you see here is what I've done just on the fly. Nothing is spectacular, remarkable, or very difficult. Basically, all I did was put the text down, used my magic wand tool, added a layer, and then proceeded to use my effects drop down to see what effects I could come up with. It's nothing that anybody else that can point and click can't do. It's literally not that difficult. And you can come up with some pretty interesting stuff. You'll notice I came up here with some red and black stripes. You can come up with zebra stripes. You can come up with tiger stripes. You can come up with a rainbow effect like this. You can come up with a stretch effect like this. Believe it or not, this text here at the bottom, the stretch, literally is a stock or a add-on drop down here that I picked out at random. So just so you know, there's nothing here. If you picked up some add-ons, there's nothing that I've shown you that you can't either duplicate or figure out something close to it or come up with something really dramatically different. Anyway, continue to play, have fun, enjoy what you're doing. Comment on my videos, rate my videos. Please, if you come up with something fun or that looks good to you, send me a copy of it. Just save your work, and then you can email me a copy of what it is you created. Remember going through the lesson on saving your files, and again, remember to take copious notes. That way you can duplicate it again. If you don't take a note, you're probably not going to remember. Again, going through this drop down, there's literally 15 drop downs here, maybe more, and then each of these has several selections. Some of them are outlandishly long, and then you can do all kinds of stuff like rendering clouds behind your text, rendering fire behind your text. It's literally up to you. Anyway, okay, we're going to go through a real quick show you how to. I'm not even going to bother giving you real quick directions, simply because by this point you ought to be able to do this by yourself. I picked a text, I put it on, I put a coat of blue underneath down here, as you can see on the layers. I have my text layer here, and then I've got a couple of blank layers. The reason I have the blank layers is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove I'm going to remove my background and my blue layer so that you can see the text. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go to layer number 4. I'm going to title it Fire Effect. Okay, now fire effect is basically that. We're going to make fire, and then I'm going to show you how to quickly go through here and use the your magic wand tool to cut out your letters. Now let's go ahead and step on in here. Go to effects, You want to go down to render. You want to go over and you want to go up to clouds. Now they do make a fire rendering tool in the plugins. However, this is a generic way for you to do it by just rendering clouds. Takes just a few seconds here to do this. And you can pick and choose the roughness of your clouds, how your fire is going to look. You can set up your effects, normal, roughness, scale, and or your blend mode. You can do this. Each one of these will come up with a different effect, so just be aware of that. Now I've done this. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, this just looks like black and white splotches. Hold on a minute, we're not done. Click on adjustments. Now remember, we are on the fire effects layer. What you want to do is go down to your curves drop down. Now this is available even in the basic version of the Paint.net program. So you can render the clouds all by yourself. Now you'll notice here on the curves, you have a default starts on luminosity. You want to click on that, drop it up here to RGB, and then you want to remove the check marks one at a time, and then adjust the red to wherever you want it. And this is all up to you. Now you'll notice it's having an effect here on the fire, and you can also change your colors. What you come up with is literally based on what your preferences are. You can make it look any way you like. You can add depth to the fire. You can add more color, more yellow, more red. It's up to you. You go through, you change your settings to where you want them here in your curves. Click OK. We now have a pretty cool layer for fire. Now, what you can do there is you can make that disappear for just now. What you do want to do, now we have the option with your magic wand tool. You can either select the inside of the letters or you can select the whole letters. Now that's entirely up to you. You'll notice here that I'm going to select the entire letters because I kind of like the shadow effect, but I might want to do something cool like removing the shadow effect and leaving the fire within inside the text. Now what I can do is I've selected this. Now what I can do is step down here onto this layer, and now what I can do is copy, and I can go up here to the layer number 5, which is the overlay layer of text, and on this layer I can paste. Now if I go down here to the background layer where the text is, I can decheck that and it'll remove the text. Go down to my fire effects, remove that, and what do we have? We've got fire.